Alright, so since the last video you sent me, which was basically to loosen up this screw, loosen up the ones here, and the set screws here, and then adjust this so that this bell T, I think you referred to it, was at about a 2-degree back angle aft. And if we look over here, you can see that my needle, the bone is perpendicular to the needle's all the way up. We should put this at the 2 degrees, which it is, which also sets this screw at the 45-ish, so that's correct. When I move this to the 2 degrees, the other thing you'd said in there is that basically halfway the distance of that circle, which it is, then my screw here is right about, is parallel, is pointing straight back like it's supposed to. See if we can see it for this other angle. I think you can make that out. So that is everything where it should be. Also adjusted the support, the guide, I guess you'd mentioned to it. So let's take a look at my foot. It seems to be tracking pretty well in the up position. Also, when the foot is at its closest point, this is a 1/16. No, probably can't see it, but it is just about perfect. Tiny bit of gap. And then in the reverse position, it should be 1/8, and there's a bit more of a gap there, but not too bad. That may be where my issues are at. So back to the feet here, I'm going to drop it and then roll it, and you'll see in the forward position I'm in reverse. Well, okay, that'll explain to you. So now that I'm in reverse, I definitely have that popping. The feet are not, the two are not lined up. And then in the forward position, it does pretty well. So that is my biggest issue. With the exception of, again, there's a lateral movement here in either the up and down positions. Pretty pronounced. Adjusting this didn't really, it helped a little bit, but not so much. Where I noticed the biggest issue is in the movement of this here. There's basically as the cams move everything, there's kind of a side-to-side motion. You see, all right, goes in, comes out, goes in, comes out. So that is creating that side-to-side motion on the presser foot. So that is what I need help figuring out what is causing that. And then also, let me show you this. So there is a little bit of a gap here, right? You know, you said you didn't want it touching, or not necessarily touching, we don't want it, a situation where it's going to create a bind, so it's not really touching. And it seems to move smooth. But you can also, you may not be able to see it very well, but this little spacer in here, you can see that moving side to side, which is obviously because of, you know, this moving side to side. When I adjusted this piece, as you said, there was a lateral movement. When it's all the way up, the spring's all the way depressed. You can see there's a little bit of gap here, which is what we wanted. And of course that's what I use to adjust the height and the space of the walking foot. Seem to the binds seem to disappear. There's a little bit of a bind right there. You can hear and it seems to be right with this. I don't know if it's getting stuck in here or up in here. So it's pushing. I couldn't see that at all. Let me poke this up a little bit. So that binding seems to be with this somewhere in here. I don't know if it's this piece or up in here, but as we go through the motion, you can see it's sticking. Going down, it's pushing. And coming up. And that's right as it transitions when the dog bone, as you put it, when it transitions from going down as it's going across, that's where it's the worst, and then coming back up when it transitions from top to going back down right in here. And there's quite a bit of bind, as you can see with the popping here. So those are the issues now. Everything else is pretty good. Again, like I said, it's popping in reverse here. I don't know if this foot still needs to go further forward or what, but so I look forward to another video because every one of them has helped quite a bit. Thank you.